tell me what is malware? Like what is virus or what are malwares? Yeah. So what is malware? Or we can say what is virus, worms, anyone?
Malware actually malicious virus, malicious software. That's called malware. That could be
Okay,
virus, worm, trojan, different kind.
exactly. So any program or any piece of software which can harm your system are known as malwares. Okay. So it can be any program and it can be programmed in any language like C, C++, Python or Java or any language which can harm your system is known as malwares. Okay, so malwares is a program designed to gain access to computer system normally for the benefit of some third-party applications without user permission that are known as malwares, which can harm your system. It is not about just gaining the access; it is about everything, like taking the screenshot of your system, take or capturing the keystrokes of your systems. So those are known as malwares. Okay, which can harm your system in any way. So we have types of malwares. So first we have viruses. So viruses are mainly very common. So a virus is a malware which can be execute in your system. Okay. And it needs some third party interaction to execute in your system that are known as malware. Like a simple virus. Like a simple program which can harm your system. Let's say we have this system. Yeah. So let's say this is my system. And let's say this is a piece of malware or it can be a virus. If this is, let's say, a attacker is sending this malware or virus in my system. So here is the virus. So this virus needs some third party interaction to click or we can say to execute. So whenever a user or a victim click on this malware or this virus, then we can say this can be harmful for the system. So that is why there's a feature of virus. That is when someone click on it or someone it needs some third party interaction or someone to click on that virus. That is known as virus. So it can be harmless also or it can be harmful also. It can harmless in the sense it can just hide in your system and maybe it can be harmful in the later like in the later we can say days. Okay. So, and a virus can be triggered by any third party user. Okay. It can be, if you have to click on that virus, then only we can say it can be execute inside a system. And once a virus or a program virus is active, it can infect other systems also. Like it can like copy itself from one system to another. Okay. But again, for copying itself or for replicating, it needs some third party interaction. Okay. So virus is like a very common type of malware type which can a virus can be a worm also, a virus can be a spyware also, a virus can be a logic worms also. So a virus is a kind of a category here which we can define. Okay, which is like which needs some third party interaction to execute. That is known as virus. Then we have worms. Now worms are the viruses or we can say a kind of malware which can replicate themselves in the network. Okay, for example, we have a network here and here we have multiple systems. Let's say we have 5 systems. Now let's say if if this system is infected by the worm, then a worm can replicate in itself and it can transfer to this system, to this system, this system, and this system, so on. So a worms can replicate themselves without any interaction. That is the quality, or we can say a feature of a worm. It can simply replicate themselves from system to system inside a network. Okay. So also it can slows down the network performance. Okay, so these are known as worms. So worms is also a kind of a we can think of a malware. Okay, but we cannot say that worm is like basically the feature of worm is like it can trigger itself. Okay, that is like a quality of bomb, and that is the difference in the worms and viruses. It can trigger itself, and viruses have to trigger with the help of any human interaction or any program interaction. Then we have simple spyware. Spyware is mainly used for taking your personal information. Okay, like it is used for stealing the private information of a victim. That is a spyware also. Now, a spyware can be a virus also. Okay, for example, if you're sharing a file and when someone click on that file, any victim, then it can also take your personal information. So that is also a form of virus as well as spyware. So spyware is in the sense that what kind of operation that malware is performing in the system. For example, this malware is spyware is like stealing all your information. That is a quality of spyware. Otherwise, a spyware can be a virus also. Okay, maybe the spyware can be a worm also. Okay, maybe we have a piece of spyware and we have changed, like converted that spyware into worm. So now we have a worm which can replicate in the entire network, and it is like acting as a spyware. Like it can take all the user information in the entire network from system to system. Okay, so we cannot say that if we have a worm, then we have a particular category. It is like a kind of a future, or we can say difference we can like think of in terms of malwares. Okay. Otherwise, a spyware can be a worm also. A spyware can be a virus also. Like if you are merging the virus features and spyware, then we can say it is like a combination of both. But it is a malware only. Okay. But if a malware, or we can say if a virus is taking your all your information, then we can say it is a spyware. Then we have Trojan horses. So Trojan horses are like the malware which hide itself in some legit or genuine file. For example, let's say we have this system, and let's say I am sharing an image. Okay, now this is a image. Now it can be PNG, it can be JPG. So it can be any kind of image. Okay, now let's say we have this malware and we are hiding this malware inside this image, inside PNG or inside JPG or inside EXE or inside any other APK, even inside MKV, which is a video format, inside audio files and so on. So these are known as Trojan horses. So these are the malwares which hide itself in the genuine looking file, like the images or audio files or even in the APK, etc. So those are known as Trojan horses. Okay. And again, a Trojan horse can be a spyware also. For example, let's say you are hiding a spyware malware inside a simple file. Let's say you have a spyware malware and you are hiding this spyware malware inside this image. Now, the combination of this malware and image is known as Trojan. Okay, but the features are of spyware. But you are hiding this malware inside an image, that is why it is known as Trojan also. So it is a combination of both. Okay. So any malware which can hide itself inside any image, then that is known as Trojan horses, or inside image, PDF, or any kind of document. Then we have logic bombs. So it is a kind of malware which you need some trigger to execute. That is known as logic bombs. For example, let's say I have created a malware, and the purpose of this malware is to take the screenshot of user of the victim system. Okay. Now let's say I have like programmed my malware in a way that it can be executed after 10 days. So this is known as the condition here. Okay, I have put a condition that it will only execute after 10 days or at this particular time or this particular date and so on. So that is known as logic bombs. Okay, where we are creating a condition or we are creating a trigger to activate a malicious code. Okay, now this trigger is inside the program only. We can also trigger outside the program. For example, I have shared a malware inside this system, a logic bomb. Now I'm executing this malware with my own machine, with the attacker machine. So that is also a kind of a trigger. Okay, that is known as logic bombs. Okay, again, you can hide this logic bomb inside any image, inside any file. So that is also Trojan also. Okay, and let's say the purpose of the logic bomb is to take your information, your personal information. So that is also known as spyware. Okay, so it is a combination of logic bomb, Trojan horse, and spyware. So it basically depends on what kind of malware you are creating. Okay, which technology you are using, for which operating system you are creating, and also what kind of operation that malware performs when in the user system. Okay, so these are the important parts we have to remember while developing any malwares. Okay, then we have again ransomware. So ransomware are like quite common. Ransomware is like a malware which can encrypt your entire data. And in like for example, let's say we have this system, and let's say we have some piece of files. Like we have some files here. Now let's say if this system is infected by the ransomware, so ransomware will like encrypt all your files. Okay, like you cannot access your files, you cannot read your file, you cannot write your file, you cannot perform any kind of operation with your file. Okay, that is ransom. Like now it can encrypt your entire data as well as in return of the key for decrypting, it is asking for the ransom, which is known as price. Okay, it is like displaying a pop-up. Okay, it is displaying a pop-up that you have to pay this much money in the bitcoins or in any form to this address, and then we will provide a key. That is a decryption key. Okay, so they are known as ransomware. If the key, or we can say if the encryption level is very high, then we have to pay for it. Okay. And if the encryption level is not very high, if any blue teamer can able to crack it, the encryption of the data, then it is fine. You can recover your entire data. But if the encryption level is very high, and if you don't have any backup of your data, then you have to pay for it. Okay, in return of your data, if your data is important or confidential. Okay, that is known as ransomware. So it is like it like encrypt your data, and in return of your data, it wants some ransom or price. Okay. Then we have backdoors. So backdoors are like which will provide you the remote access. Backdoors are like which will provide you the reverse access. Okay, like the reverse shell in the victim machine. Okay, that is why, for example, we have seen the Windows hacking. Now, Windows hacking, where we have created a reverse malware, that is also an example of backdoor, where we are accessing the machine with the help of any port number, or that is a example of backdoor. Okay, where you are getting the entire access of your machine with the help of that malware. Okay, again, a backdoor can be a Trojan horse also. It can be a logic bombs also. Okay, then we rootkits. So rootkits are the kind of malware which can, for example, let's say we have this system and you have created a malware. Okay, now this malware cannot bypass the antiviruses of the victim machine. Okay, let's say this is a victim machine. So now what you did, you create a rootkit also. Okay, so once first you have transferred this rootkit. Now this rootkit will modify the OS. Okay, means the operating system of the victim. For example, it has turned off the antivirus. Okay, so this rootkit has turned off the antivirus of the victim machine. And then you can share your malware, your actual malware. Okay, so rootkits are like a kind of malware which can modify the operating system. Okay, so it can also open any port to for the backdoor. It can also open any, it can also change the registries. It can also create any other user in the system and so on. Okay, so the ultimate feature of rootkit is to modify the operating system so that you can share some other further malwares. Okay, then we have keyloggers. Again, keyloggers are mainly used for capturing your keystrokes. Okay, for example, if the user is typing anything, okay, whatever he or she is typing, you can capture those keystrokes, and that will be transferred on the mail ID, on your mail ID or on your any way, on your Kali Linux or any other way. Okay, so the main purpose of keylogger is to capture your keystrokes. So whatever you are typing, that will be captured and transferred to the attacker. So these are very common types of malwares. Okay, like keyloggers. Now, keylogger can also be a Trojan. It can also be a spyware, and it can also be a logic bomb. So we can say if you are hiding your keylogger inside an image, so that is also a Trojan horse. Okay, and if you are setting any trigger inside your keylogger, that is also an example of logic bombs. Okay, so these are the common types of malwares. Basically, types are just for clarifying that how many types of malware we have. The main type depends on the how you are creating a malware and what are the operations a malwares can perform. Okay, and you can merge multiple categories together to form a new malware. Okay, so is it clear this much? Any questions?
No question. It's good.
Okay. Now, we can see some labs of, like, we can discuss some labs of malwares. So first here we have how we can create malwares. So for creating the malware, we have two ways. Okay. First way is creating the malwares manually by using the coding, okay, languages. Second, automatic. In the automatic, we have some multiple applications like Metasploit we have, which is MSF Venom. We have NGRED, and then we have Swisscriptor, we have JPS Virus Maker. Okay, so if you are creating your malware with the help of automatic tools, then we can say that will not able to bypass the antivirus. Okay, so it will not able to bypass the antivirus. Like any antivirus can identify this as malware. Then we have manual way. Manual way is like whenever you are creating your own malware. So this can able to bypass the malware. So we have the difference in manually and in automatic. So we will only see the automatic malwares, like how we can create the malwares automatically with the help of tools. Okay. Then we have one more concept, which is malware analysis. So we have two types of malware analysis. We have static malware analysis and then we have dynamic malware analysis. So in the static malware analysis, you are just creating the malware. Sorry, you are just analyzing the malware without running it. Okay, without running it. That is known as static malware analysis, where you are analyzing the malware without running the actual malware. Like, for example, by uploading the malware in the virus total or in the hybrid analysis and so on. Then we have dynamic analysis. So in the dynamic analysis, we have one more concept, which is reverse engineering. Okay. So reverse engineering is like a process of decompiling the source code of the malware. For example, we have the machine. Okay, let's say this system. Now you are just like deassembling this system to check how this system is made up of or what are the parts of the system. Same as with the malware. Let's say we have a piece of code. Now you are disassembling this piece of code to check like what are the like what is the source code of this malware, which language or which technology this malware used, and so on. That is reverse engineering. So for the dynamic malware analysis, you should know the reverse engineering. Even with the help of reverse engineering, you can crack the applications, like any premium application or any other application. Okay. So basically, dynamic malware analysis is like whenever you are applying the reverse engineering as well as you are executing the malware in the sandbox, or we can say in the virtual machine. Okay, in the virtual machine. So basically, in the dynamic, we are actually running the malware to see the behavior of the malware and how it is bypassing the antivirus, like everything. That is known as dynamic malware analysis. Okay, so we have static, which we are like analyzing without running the malware. Okay, we are just simply finding if this file is malicious or not, what is the hashes of this file, and so on. And in the dynamic, we are actually running the file, running that malware in the VMware. Okay, as well as we are applying some reverse engineering technique to find the source code of the of that malware. Okay, that is known as dynamic. So again, in this session, like in the CEH, we will only perform the static malware analysis. Even we have the network malware analysis where we identify that if there's any malware in the network or not, like if it is coming from the from any source or not. So we can also identify with the help of WireShark. Okay, so now here we have first gained control over a victim machine using NGRET Trojan. So NGRET is a kind of tool which we can use for creating the malware. Okay, so basically it is for gaining the shell of the victim machine. Okay, but in the GUI way, like in the GUI platform. It is a kind of a GUI platform. Okay, so it is same as the process of MSF Venom and MSF console. We can create a malware, then we can transfer it, then we will get a shell. Okay, but NGRAT is not officially available, same as Swisscriptor is not available, JPS Virus Maker is not available online. Okay, if they are available, so they are also contained by the virus. Means they are itself malicious. So if you want to run these tool, if you want to create your own malware with the help of these tools, then what you can do, you can create your own virtual machine, a Windows 10 virtual machine, And there you can install these applications, because these applications are itself malicious. So if you're running these applications in your main machine, so they will harm your main system. Okay. So that is why don't run these application in the main machine, like in the Windows, in your main Windows. You can create a Windows 10 virtual machine in the VMware or in the VirtualBox. Then there you can run these application. Okay. So how to use this one? It is not as important, but it is important for the examination. Okay. So this is the interface of the NGRET, and you can just start a port. Okay. You can provide any port number of your choice. Okay. And from here, you can simply you can click on this builder here and you can create a malware. Now here, you will apply your host, means your local address. Okay, it means your local IP, because you are getting a reverse connection. So to mention your, like your Windows IP and your local machine IP, then your port number, which you are using, your local port, then name of the machine. Okay, victim machine, you can name this anything, and then exe name, and where you want to save this malware. Okay. And then you can click on build, and you can select these option also. Like if you want to set your malware in the startup, then you can also set it. Okay. Then you can click on build here, and you can save your malware anywhere you want in your machine. Okay. After sharing, you can transfer this malware in the victim machine. Okay. You can transfer in any way via email address or via server. You can transfer it in any way. You can even transfer with the help of Apache server. After transferring, you will get the shell. If that person execute a malware, then you will get a shell. Again, gaining a shell means you can do anything in the system, in the victim system. Okay, like you can manage files, you can run any file, you can access a remote desktop of that victim. You can like record, you can open the camera, you can even get the microphone, which is like disabled here because of the virtual machine. And you can even get the passwords, keylogger, you can open the chat, you can chat with the victim. Okay, you can open the server and etc. So again, we can perform multiple operation, we can open any file. Now this is the victim system. Okay. And we can open any file, we can remove any file, we can delete any file, we can add it, we can rename any file, and we can do number of operation. We can zip, unzip, and so on. Okay. We can see all the processes, we can kill the process, we can just restart the process and so on. So we have various options here. We can check the registries also. Okay, we can check the networking information of the victim machine and so on. Okay, you can open the remote desktop. When you click on this, you will get now this is the victim machine. Okay, you will get a GUI version of that machine. Okay, and here's your malware. So this is how we can use this NGRET, but again, it cannot bypass the antiviruses of Windows, even the Windows basic security. Okay. Because these are all like useless. Even whatever the tools you are finding on the like internet, which is used for creating the malware, those are all useless. Okay, because they cannot bypass the antiviruses or any other security. So that is why if you want to create the malware, then you can create by any language. But if you want to bypass, then you can create it. Okay. And creating the malware is not a very a big deal. What you can do, you can just find the purpose of a malware first. For example, my malware purpose is to capture the key logs, like the keystrokes. Okay, then you can start coding with the help of Python. For example, if your purpose of your malware is to take the screenshot of the victim machine each after 5 seconds, then you can simply use Python for that. You can search for like how to take a screenshot in Python. Okay, or like with the help of Python. Then you can also, now here you can see we have a library of Python. Like Python is a very powerful language, and we have libraries for each and every operation for Python. Like we have Python library for screenshot, for automation, for everything. So you can see how we can capture them. Here we have PyAuto GUI, which will automate your malware. Okay, we have Pi screenshot for taking the screenshot of your malware automatically. Then you can set your malware to run each after 5 seconds. So this will keep on taking the screenshot each after 5 seconds. So creating the malware is not a big deal. You can simply create it, okay, without any problem. The main purpose is to bypass the antivirus. So how you can bypass it? Bypassing means you can just encode your malware. Okay, keep on encoding 3 or 4 times, And always you code uniquely. If you are creating a malware, code uniquely. For example, if you know the programming, then you just name your variable in the unique way. You can name your functions in the unique way. So those are like coding your entire malware uniquely. Okay. So even you can just like set some condition. For example, your malware will execute after 10 days. So these are some, tricks which you can bypass the antiviruses. Okay. But with the help of these automation, like automatic applications, you cannot able to bypass the antivirus. These are just for your own machine or for the practice or for the examination purpose. Okay, so you can take the remote desktop here and then you can start. You can do like anything. You can open the camera, etc. Okay, and these are like capturing the keystrokes, whatever the victim is typing, you can check it in your own machine. Okay, same, you can open the chat, you can write anything you want to write, and that will be displayed in the victim machine. Okay, you can power off your machine and so on. Then, next we have a hider Trojan using a Swiss scripter. Now, for example, we have this malware. Yeah. So let's say we have this malware. Okay, now you want to hide this malware inside any file, inside any image, then you can do with the help of Swiss scripter. Again, it is not verified. Okay. So make sure you are downloading in the virtual machine, not in your own machine. So basically, it is also you can use it. Okay, like for example, if you select your application, your virus, and if you run this in the virus total, you will see out of 69, 59 antiviruses have identified your file as malware. You can see here. Okay. So that is why you can use this application, which is Swiss Scripter, and with the help of this application, you can simply just hide your malware. Okay, so from here you can simply select your file, okay, which you want to use, your malware file. Then you can also set your icon, like we have a PDF icon, we have image icon, then you can select your icon as well. You can bind your file, like you can hide your file inside any exe or inside any APK. Even you can change the extension of your file to PNG, JPG, etc. Okay, then you can run your file also in the startup, mutex, and so on. We have like various options here. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply click on file and we can select the malware we want to hide. And then we can select the startup option. We can disable the UAC, which is user access control, and so on. Okay, and then we can choose the icon as well. Okay, like what kind of icon we want, like JPG or PNG, then you can select that. And when you see, your malware will be converted into a hidden form. And when you run your hidden malware, you will see that malware is like can able to bypass some of the antivirus here. You can see previous statistics was 59, now it is 42. So it can help you to some like bypass some of these antiviruses, okay, which are not even popular. Okay, but here you can see the popular malwares, antiviruses, identify your file as malware. Okay, for example, you can see Adware, you can see Avira, you can see Bitdefender. These are the very popular malwares. Sorry, antiviruses. So you cannot protect your malware from the high level antiviruses, which are very very popular. Okay, same as you can choose your file. You can also choose like any icon. You can upload any icon. For example, you can search for PDF icon free. Okay, so you can choose your malware. Like you can just click on this flat icon and you can choose a PDF icon. You can download this one, like which one is quite common. I think this one. So you can download and you can just upload this file, this icon inside this application. So instead of using this icon here, which is this one, your PDF icon will be displayed. Okay, so your victim will think, okay, it is a PDF and he or she will run it. So this is kind of a Trojan example where you are hiding a malware inside the Trojan, inside any PDF. Okay, then we have GPS virus maker. Now we can also use this application to create a virus. So we have lots of option here in the GPS virus maker. Okay, again, don't install this one in your main machine. This can be harmful. Okay, So with this virus option, you can like select your option. Like you can disable the registries of the Windows. You can disable the MS config. You can disable the task manager so that no one can like turn off your malware. Then you can disable the Telegram, media player, time, and so on, Notepad, WordPad, and so on. We have like many options here. You can disable the CP control panel, and you can hide the taskbar, this taskbar here, and this you can hide your desktop icons and so on, like services and so on. So we have many options, and which option you want to integrate, you can just tick on that option. Okay, which is like I want to start my malware in the startup. So you can simply click on this auto startup, and with this you can select all these options whichever you want in your malware. Okay, for example, I want to disable the task manager, hide the icons, or hide Windows clock and so on. Okay, and then name your malware, whatever you want to name, and then start like name your malware. Okay, here server name, and then create virus. Okay, even you can choose what kind of operation it can perform. Okay, then you can just mention the username, password. These are just random. Okay, and even you can convert your virus into the worm also, you can see. So this will like replicate in the entire network. Okay, then you can just take on this option, which is JPG icon. So your malware will be created and it is in the JPG form. Okay, like the icon is in the JPG form. For example, you can see this is my malware server.exe, but actually we have an icon of an image here. But here you can see the extension type here is application only, which is a exe file only. Okay, so this is a another application which you can use for creating the malware. Again, it is not useful for the real life scenarios. Then here we can perform the static malware analysis with the help of hybrid analysis. Okay, hybrid analysis is a website which you can open in your machine. Hybrid analysis is used for analyzing your malware statically. Okay, like you can upload your file, whichever you want. You can simply click on drop your file. So we can drop any file, any random file, okay, which is not malicious. You can fill these options. You can click on I agree and just fill the captcha here. You can click on continue and click on generate public report. Okay, so you can just choose your malware. Okay, you want to upload. Okay, so this is a malware file and you can click on continue and click on generate. So here you will see all the information of the file, including the hashes, which are important. Okay, here you can see your name of your file, your size of your file, type of your file, and then you can see the hash, which is SHA-256. And then here you can see this file is not malicious, it is just a PDF file. Okay, so it is a clean file and you see all this information. Okay, for example, you can see now this is a malicious file, which is tiny.exe. And here you can see it is a file. It is a kind of a exe file which you can run on the Windows, which is like DOS exe. And here you can see these are the platform which is identifying this file as malicious. Okay. So even you can open this virus total from here as well. You can open the meta defender to find details of the file. Okay, these are like free. So you can also open the virus total. And here you can see this file is malicious. So you can simply upload your file in the hybrid analysis or in the virus total to check if your file is malicious or not. Okay, these are a very like good resources of checking your file or performing any static malware analysis. You can choose a file from here in the virus tutor, and not just any file. You can like run any kind of APK also, or any kind of application also, any kind of image also, and like anything. Okay, so we can identify this bus. One. Okay, so this will identify if your file is malicious or not. And these are the vendors like will identify if your file is like malicious or not. Okay, so you can use hybrid analysis and also you can use virus total. Apart from these application, you can also use this bin test for identifying your file. It is mainly for checking the strings of the file. Now this is for Windows. If you want to check in the Linux, then you can simply type string and name of a file. Let's say file .exe, file .png, anything. This is for the Linux. Okay, like for the Kali Linux. Like you can type strings or string, any one of these. Okay, will work. Bin test is used for identifying if something is there inside your file or not, like in your malicious file or not. For example, here we have this one. Here you can click on browse and you can just select your malware file and click on go. Okay, and here you will see this is the test of your file. Okay, you can see you can run this in the DOS mode, and this is like the source code of your file. Okay, so these are the operations this malware can do and so on. So you can check with the help of bin test also. Okay, then we have PEID, which is it is also for checking if your file is malicious or not. Okay, so again you can browse your file here and you can select your file you want to check and then click on scan. Okay, now you can see it is a kind of virus also and it is a kind of worm also. Okay, like combination of both. So with the help of this one, even you can check with the help of PID that it is a kind of a Trojan file or not. Okay, you can run an image file. If there's a malware hidden inside an image file, then you can also check with the help of PID. Look like PEID. So these are the application. Again, these are not officially available. So you can just simply install these in your virtual machine, in your like Windows 10 virtual machine. Okay. So this is it with the malware threats. Any questions? Okay, so next we can move with the sniffing. So let me start my machine. So sniffing is mainly used for to sniff in the target machine, or we can say in the target network. That is mainly sniffing. Sniffing is also a kind of a, we can say, a kind of a attack which is used for collecting more information about the target. So it is not a part of information gathering. Basically, in the information gathering, we mainly gather information without attacking. But in the sniffing, we mainly attack to collect information. Okay, or to sniff or to change the identity and so on. So that is an example of sniffing. So here we can use perform the MAC flooding using macOF. Now macOF is a Linux application and it is free to use. Like it is open source and it is like pre-installed inside the Linux. Now it is a tool which is used for flooding the switch on the local network with the MAC addresses. For example, let's say we have a switch, okay, and that switch, and we have a whole network, okay, and here we have the switch, okay, and let's say some machines are connected with the switch, okay. So let's say this is my attacker machine, okay. Let's say this is my attacker machine, and this attacker machine is flooding the switch with lots of MAC addresses. Okay, let's say we have a, now you can see switch is not as powerful or not as smart as router. So we have a table here in the switch, okay, which is like a routing table, which is for which have the IP address, some combination of IP addresses with the MAC addresses. Okay, now let's say this attacker machine can flood the switch table with lots of MAC addresses. Okay, so in this way, the switch will confuse and it will share the packet to each and every user. For example, we have one confidential message, and this confidential message is only for the for this machine. Okay, and when the attacker floods the switch with lots of MAC addresses, so the switch will confuse, and the switch will share all the packets, like all the confidential packets, to everyone. So that is an example of MAC flooding. Okay, like which is why we can use macOS. Now we cannot try this attack in the router because routers are like quite smart than the switch. So we can only apply this one attack in the switch only. Okay. So and you can increase the number of MAC addresses. Okay. For example, here we can start. Okay, so we have macOF and second we have Mac changer. So this is for changing your MAC address. Now this can change your MAC address temporarily, not permanently, because you cannot change your MAC address permanently. If you want to change it, then you have to change your NIC card, which is a physical card, which is inside your system. Okay, so if you want to change your MAC address permanently, then you have to change your NIC card. Okay. But we can change the MAC address temporarily for any attack, or we can keep on changing the MAC address each after attack. Okay. So we can see this macOF and this Mac changer. You can create a own Mac changer with the help of Python also. It is like very easy. Okay, so let's wait for the machine. Okay, here we can use macOF hyphen hyphen help. Okay, so here we can select the destination also, the source also. So here we have to select the interface. Okay, so here we can use macOF hyphen I for the interface, and we can mention the interface here, which we want to attack. Okay, now here you can see we are flooding the router with lots of MAC addresses here. Okay, let me stop it. Okay. Even here you can see there are like lots of MAC addresses. So here you can also like define how many MAC addresses you want to share. So you can simply use help here, and we can also identify n times, which is hyphen n here, and we can mention, let's say I want to share 10 MAC addresses, flood with 10 MAC addresses. So here you can see these are 10 MAC addresses. Okay, these are like all random MAC addresses. So it is like a DOS attack, but here we are flooding the switch with lots of MAC addresses, not the packets. Okay, so that is the difference, and this is how we can apply that. Then we have Mac Changer. So Mac Changer is also pre-installed inside our Linux. So we can simply use Mac Changer hyphen hyphen help here. Okay, so first let's see my MAC address. So we can use Mac Changer hyphen as here to show. Okay. So now this is, sorry, you have to select the interface also, which is ETH0. So this is my current MAC address. If you want to see, you can apply ifconfig here. Okay, so this is my MAC address, which is IP, this one, Ether. Okay, so this is my current MAC address of this interface because I have only one interface here. Okay, now we can change the MAC address in two ways here. First, we can like set hyphen A for changing the like another MAC address, but that will be similar to the to my like my MAC address. Second, we can also set a random MAC address here. So that is for setting the fully random MAC address. So we can apply here MAC changer hyphen A here, and you can select your interface, which is ETH0. Now you can see your current MAC address is this one. Okay, your permanent MAC address is this one, and your new MAC address is this one. So this is my new MAC address. Same as here, we can apply here hyphen R. Okay, now you can see my current MAC address is the previous one, which I have set. Permanent is permanent only, and this is my new MAC address. Okay, so this is how we can simply change the MAC address. You can say I have config also, and you can select your interface. Now here you can see this is my temporary MAC address, which is my new MAC address. Okay, and if you type here MAC changer hyphen S and your interface, you can see this is a current MAC address. Okay, which is different from your permanent MAC address. So this is how we can simply change the MAC address. Okay. Then we can also sniff using Wireshark, which we have already discussed, like how we can start sniffing the password with the help of Wireshark. Okay, that is we have already covered. Then we can use OmniPeek also. OmniPeek is mainly for capturing the packets. Now it is similar to Wireshark, but it is not free. Okay, we have to pay for it. Like it is for some, you can try for 15 days or 30 days. So you can simply copy this URL and you can open this in your Windows. Okay, it is for Windows. And here, yeah, you can try for 15 days. And here you can fill up your details. Okay, you can mention your number. Okay, you can select your purpose, which is personal project, your country, area, and submit. Okay, there was one. Okay, we have to apply the business mail here. So what we can do, we can simply use here temp mail because we can simply use this temporary mail. Okay, so copy this mail here and you can apply this one here. and you can click on submit. Okay, and you can click on download OmniPeak for Windows. Okay, and make sure you should need this product key. So copy this product key. Okay, copy this one. You need in the while installing the OmniPeak. Now it is similar to Wireshark only. Wireshark is used for capturing the packets and analyzing the same. So same as with the OmniPeak, OmniPeak is also used for capturing the packets and analyzing the same, the packets. Okay, the difference is Wireshark is open source and OmniPeak is paid. And secondly, OmniPeak has like more features than Wireshark. Like OmniPeak is more interactive than Wireshark. Okay, even the interface is also more flexible than Wireshark. Okay, so we can simply install it. Let me check. Okay, so click on Nest and Nest. You can mention the details here, your email, first product key, and you can mention the same email. Okay, here you can copy this mail here. I have used this mail in the form. So paste here. Okay, so click on Nest. And click on I accept and click on Nest. Click on Nest and install. And here we can click on Launch OmniPeak. Okay, click on OK. Uh, okay, so this is the interface of OmniPeak. So what we can do, so we can click on New Capture here, and we can select the adapter here. Click on adapter and click on your Wi-Fi or whatever adapter you are using. So mine is Wi-Fi. Click on OK. Then here, and here click on Start Capture. So this will start capturing your data. Okay, so this is like you can see this is like more interactive, like more user friendly than Wireshark. So here you can see the network utilization. Okay, and here in the capture you can see the packets. So these are the packets. Now it is same as Wireshark only. So here we have the source IP, we have destination IP, flow ID here, flags here, and size here of the packets. Then we have time here and protocol used. So these are all Zoom packets because these are like over UDP. So these are all the Zoom packets. So let me stop the capturing first, then we can analyze. And here the summary of each and every packets. Like we have the source and destination. Same as we can see the events here. So we can see the events like when the captcha is started, when it captured some duplicate packets and so on. So we can see the events as well for the analyzing purpose. Okay, then we can see the filters. Here we can apply these filters, like we can apply the ERP filter, authentication filter, and so on. So it is same as Wireshark only. You can apply the filter. It also follows a particular syntax. Then we have some expert advice, like this is like client address, this is server address. We have some names here, host name here. You can see this is Zoom IP, and here in the Zoom we have around 37 packets. Okay, and which is here we have number of bytes, here we have 37 seconds, and so on. Okay, these are the flow of your packets. Okay, from source to destination, and from destination to source, like from source IP to destination, and from destination to source IP. Then we can see which application has been used. Here you can see the Zoom application is using. TCP and SSL connection is also used here. And Windows Store is also running and some other protocols. Okay. Then we can also see some PM maps here from source to destination, like how many packets has been captured. So this is my source here and these are my destination. Okay, we can see the graphs here like a pie chart here and so on. Then we can also convert this all entire information in a form of a report. So what we can do, we can click on file and here we have option of save report. So you can save this report anywhere you want. So let's save inside the desktop here. Okay. Okay. Okay, and this is your report. And you can see the size is 43 pages. So it contains the entire details of your packet capture. Now this feature we don't have in the Wireshark. Okay. That is like the drawback of Wireshark. We cannot create a report with the help of Wireshark. Okay, but it is open source. Maybe someone will add in the future. But here in the OmniPeak, we can simply check out report. You can share it with anyone. Okay, so this is the entire report of the packet. So we can also use OmniPeak. We can also use Wireshark for the sniffing purpose. Okay, and if you want to purchase, you can also purchase it. And but like Wireshark is more powerful than OmniPeak because it is open source. And even you can like reshape Wireshark as per your choice. Okay, you can add your source code there. You can automate Wireshark with the help of some coding like C, C++ or Lua. So you can like change or modify Wireshark as per your needs. But you cannot, reshape this OmniPeak. It is like uh, you can just use some more features, but you cannot like change the interface of the OmniPeak as per your choice. But you can change in the Wireshark. That is why Wireshark is more powerful than OmniPeak. But still it depends on the choice of the user and of the company. Okay, so that's it with the sniffing. Any questions up to here? Any doubt? Okay, so now
No,
we
Bobby.
can move with the evading IDS, firewalls, and honeypots. So here we have one technique of bypassing the firewall or any other security mechanism with the help of Metasploit. First, we can use Nmap. So with the help of Nmap, we have already discussed like how we can bypass the Windows firewall or server firewall in the scanning. Okay, in the scanning network module. Then how we can bypass the antivirus using Metasploit. Okay, so we have a Metasploit template which we can modify to bypass the antivirus. For example, let's say if we are creating a malware. Okay, let's say this is we can mention here. So here we can mention this is a malware and this is a malware. Now this is before modification and this is after modification. So let's say this is a malware and we can create a malware with the help of MSI Venom. So how we can modify the malware to bypass the antivirus using Metasploit templates. So we have some Metasploit templates like we have C file. Okay, let's say you are choosing the payload here of your MSI Venom. Okay, like of your payload of your malware. Let's say you're choosing the meter operator reverse TCP. Okay, for the reverse connection. So now let's say the size of the payload is something 4096. Okay, it is like a defined size. So now you can change this 4096 size to 4000 to bypass the antivirus. It is a kind of a technique. Okay, because in the database of the antivirus, the payload size is saved like around 4096. And now you're changing the size from 4096 to 4000. So this is a kind of a technique. In this way, the antivirus cannot able to recognize you. Okay, because of the size also. Okay, we can consider this as a one factor which we can use for bypassing the antivirus. So this we will perform with the help of Metasploit. Okay, like we will change the size of the C file from 4096 to 4000. And this C file is used for creating the payload here. Okay, so this will ultimately change the size of the payload here. And then we can upload. And now this is after modification. Okay, when you change your file, then we will compile this file. After compilation, we will upload your file again in the virus explorer, and this will like you will see the effect of this process. Okay, like of this technique. Okay, let me show you this in the Linux here. Okay, so first what we can do, we can create a malware with the help of Python, sorry, MS Venom. So we can use MS Venom here. Okay, so this is a simple malware creation technique. Okay, like here we are using now here you can see the payload here which is meterpreter reverse underscore TCP. Okay, and let me check my LO also. So 192.168.142 is my LOst. So I think it is not necessary to change it. So what we can do, we can simply just let it be. So this is my LOst. It can be anything because we are not running this malware inside Windows. So we can just simply just keep it as it is. Then you can change your LOst as per your local machine IP and then your L port here and then -E for your name of your malware. And then this is a name of a malware. Let me change the malware name to any other name. Let's say uh we can mention POP. Okay, pop.exe. Okay, so this is my malware, and now let's upload this malware in the virus total. It is like a simple malware. Okay, so now first let's upload this malware in virus total. I think the website is not working. Let me check here. Hmm. So we can restart the adapter here. Okay, so basically we have created this malware which is um, pop.exe. So now we can upload this malware here to check. Now we can make a comparison here, which is before modifying the malware, and this is we can select from Kali here, which is pop.exe. Okay. So here you can see this is like before modification, like 55 antivirus has identified this as malware. Okay, you can see 55 vendors has identified this as malware. So now what we can do, we can modify this malware. So we can move inside this directory, which is user. Okay, you can search for user, share, Metasploit framework, data, templates, source, and PE. This is my location. So we have to move inside this location. Okay, then what we can do, we can use ls here. Now we have to move inside exe. Okay, so we have this file which is template.c. So we have to modify this file. So what we can do, you can simply type here. First, we can cat this file which is template.c. Okay, now you can see the size is here already is 4000 because I have previously modified this file. But in your file, it would be 4096. Okay, so you have to modify this file from 4096 to 4000. So how you can modify? You can simply use here nano and name of your file, which is template.c. Okay, and here, like change it, it would be 4096. You have to change from 4096 to 4000. Okay, so after changing, you have to press Control O here. Okay, Control O. This is for write out. Here you can see Control O. So here press. Now click on Enter and then press Control X here for exit. Okay. So in this way, you can modify your file. Control O for saving the changes. Control X for exiting from the nano. Okay, so here you can see the file is modified from 4096 to 4000. Okay, now we can use this particular file to create the malware. And before using this file, we have to compile this file. As you can see, it is a C file and we cannot use the C file directly. So we have to compile this. And then after compilation, we can use this file. So for the compiling purpose, we can use this command here. Now this is your GCC compiler here. Okay, the C GCC compiler. And here name of your file you want to compile. And this is name of your exe file. Okay, which you want to convert and click on enter. Now you can see ls here, you have this file evasion.exe. Okay, now we have to use this exe file evasion.exe to create the malware. Okay, so what we can do, we can simply use MSF Venom here. Okay, we can use MSF Venom, the same command MSF Venom -p for your payload, then hyphen this one, this is a local host and this is your local port, and here before -f you can put -x here. And here mention your name of your file, which is evasion.exe. Okay, make sure you are in this particular location in the exe. Then only you can name your file. Otherwise, you have to mention the entire location here. Okay, like an entire path here. So you have to mention this one only, -x evasion.exe. This means we have to create this malware, which is this malware with the help of this evasion.exe file. Okay, which we have compiled using template.c file, which we have modified using here. Okay, now we can press enter here again. Now this is my after modification malware. So we can simply okay, so we have created this malware which is pop.exe. Now what we can do, we can move this malware, this or like after modification malware on desktop, so that we can upload it. So we can use mv for moving this pop.exe in the home Kali and desktop, so that we can upload it. So for the okay, so we have moved it, and here we can simply upload this malware. So now you can see 55 before modification, and now we can move on desktop here, and here we can use this pop.exe. Now it is after modification. So now we can see the difference here. Okay, so now you can see the difference. Before modification, it was 55 vendors, and here after modification, it was 40, like it is 43 vendors. So it is like this trick will work. Okay. So this is not fully like bypass or antivirus, but we can use it with some other techniques. Okay, you can encode your malware, then you can use this technique also. Okay, and so on. So this will help to bypass some of the antiviruses. Okay, not the popular ones, but some some antiviruses. So previously it was 55, now it is 43. Okay, now you cannot reduce the size even more, because this will like change your payload here, and your payload will not work. Okay, for example, we have 44,000 here, and if you reduce the size like 3,000 or 2,000, so your payload, which is this payload which you are using, will not work, because this payload needs some size. Okay, so you can only reduce to some level. You cannot reduce more here. Okay, so 4,000 is like a minimum. You can check, you can reduce, and then you can run your payload. Then you can check it. But 4,000 is like a maximum level to which you can reduce. If you reduce more, maybe your malware will not work in the Windows. Okay, same as you can do this with the help of Android malware. You can simply change name your Android here, and then yeah, name of your exe to APK. Okay, so this is a technique we can use for bypassing the malware. So we have one more technique. Now this is not for bypassing actually, it is for transferring the file from Linux to Windows. And here we can use bitsadmin. Now bitsadmin is a kind of a PowerShell utility in the Windows which is pre-installed, which is used for bypassing the firewall and transfer malicious file from Linux to Windows. Okay, so we can use this utility which is in the PowerShell to transfer your file. For example, you can open the PowerShell here, search for PowerShell, click on Run as Administrator. Okay, so here we can use bitsadmin for transferring the Linux malicious file into Windows. And this will not, and this will also bypass the firewall or any other antivirus in the Windows. So what we can do here, we can simply write here bitsadmin. Okay, I'm inside system 32, so let me move inside C file. Okay, so I'm now inside C here. Okay, so here we can use bits admin, and then name of your file, which is first transfer, name of your file. My file name is pop.exe. Okay, and then here you can mention the URL of your Linux machine. So Linux machine URL means Linux IP address. So it is 142. So we can mention 192.168.1.42. Okay. And then we can, before that, we have to start the Apache server. So you can start service, start Apache 2. Okay. Service Apache 2 start. So that we can start the server here. And then we can check the status as well. Okay, it is running. So now we can use bitsadmin, transfer name of your file, which is here pop.exe. And then this is your location from where you want that file, slash name of your file. So my file name is pop.exe. Okay, now where you want to save this file inside target machine. So I can save inside C only. Okay, you can save anywhere you want. So I'm saving inside C location. You can save it anywhere you want. Okay, so bit side means transfer this file from this location and save it here. That's it. Okay, even name of your file you want to save it with and enter here. Transfer. Yeah, this will work. Okay, enable to transfer. So we have some error here, which is stdp log dot exe. File is in this. Okay, okay, okay. So I have to mention the location of the file as well, like where your file is. So we can mention here home slash Kali here. Okay, so this is the location of my file, like where my file is located, and enter. Transfer cancel. Now what happened? Type cancel. Name transfer. Okay, so here we are having some problem. Maybe the problem is with the path. Mhm. We can change the location here to any other location. Maybe it is a, we can change location to users and username here mm, and desktop here. Let me check the path first. 1 second. So U is in capital letter, so we can mention the U here, which is users. Okay, now let's try. Everything is okay. So it is keep on canceling. I don't know why. It's admin transfer name of this. Let me check if the file exists or not. Uh, we can try with another file. Okay. So here we can mention pubg.exe and we can change the name here as well. Just pubg home kali. Okay, same as we can change the name here. So error is let me copy this command and let me restart the PowerShell again. Okay. I think the problem is with the PowerShell. I think the problem is with the command, like with the PowerShell or with my machine, I have to restart, then this will work. Okay. So what you can do, you can simply run this command inside a machine and this will work. Sometimes it doesn't inside my system because of some issues, but this will like work in your system. Okay, right now it is not working, but this will work after some time, like after restarting the system. Okay, rest we will try this in the next session. Okay, then we can set up the honeypot inside your system. So what is honeypot is? So honeypot is a kind of a mechanism which we can use to trap the attacker. Okay, those are known as honeypots. Honeypots can be any in the software level also or in the hardware level also. Let's say you can implement the honeypot in the servers, you can implement the honeypots in the systems and so on. So what actually the honeypot is? Honeypot is a mechanism. It is a kind of a we can say a kind of a trap for the attacker. Okay, for example, that let's say you came to know that this server, let's say this is a server, can be hacked at some point of time. So what you did, you just create a infra, like you just create a like another server like this server only. And actually it is not a server, it is a kind of a honeypot. Honeypot will like trace the activities of the attacker, like what kind of operation the attacker is following or doing, and what is the source IP, what is the port number, and etc. So honeypot can track the attacker. Okay, now this is a real server. In the real server, you have some confidential information that is real. But in the fake server, in the honeypot, you can keep some fake information. Okay, to trap your attacker. And by intention, you can keep this server vulnerable. Okay, intentionally you can keep this server vulnerable so that the attacker can hack this server and gain your information, like gain access in your server and just copy all your information. So now here at this point of time, you can know the source IP of the attacker, you can track your attacker also, and even you can know the intentions of the attacker, like what kind of information that attacker is taking from your server and so on. That is known as honeypots. Now, honeypots can be hardware also, and it can be at software level also. Okay, it depends on your infra. Okay, honeypots are like kind of costly. It is not a very cost effective technique because, for example, if you're creating a server, then you have to create a clone of your actual server. Okay, so that is not a cost effective technique. Okay, so that is an example of honeypot where you can trap your attacker. You can trace your attacker, you can know the intentions of your attacker. Now, how we can see? Now we can see this example with the help of box. So it is a Linux application and we have to install it. So you can simply, it is a very simple example. Basically, you can search for pent box and GitHub. So we can apply this honeypot inside the Kali. So whenever someone open the Kali IP, we can know that someone's opened the Kali IP and we can trace him. Like we can know the IP address of that particular machine and so on. So basically you have to install it. So for the installation purpose, copy this address. Okay, and clear the screen first. And you can paste the address here. Then you can move inside this location. No, before moving, you have to give the permission, I guess. Yeah, first move inside that location. Okay, and copy this command, which is you have to unzip this file. So copy this one and paste here. Okay, after pasting, you have to move inside that particular file. So copy this one and clear the screen and paste here. I think the name of file is this one. Okay, CD inside this location. Okay, and then you can simply use ls here. Okay, so I have to run this file, rb file, which is ruby file. So you can just simply use box.rb. Now here we can perform multiple operations. So we have to select second operation, which is network tools here. Then here select third operation, which is honeypot. Okay, then here select second option, which is manual configuration. Now you have to insert a port. So you can mention, let's say 1234. Okay, here I'm mentioning 1234, like on which port number you want to open the honeypot. Yeah. And even you can show the false message if you want, like you have been trapped. Okay, something like this. And then if you want to save the like logs, then you can also. So right now I don't want to save it. Then you can even activate a beep sound when someone enter into your system. So click on no. If you want, you can click on right here save. Okay, now you can see the honeypot is activated on this particular port number 1234. So if someone open your IP address in their system like 192 in the same network, which is 192.168.142, and on that particular port number, which is 1234, then you will see. Now this will keep on loading, but here you will see you have get the information of that particular user. That is like intrusion activity identified, and here you can see the host IP, and here you can see this is my Windows IP here, and this is the port, my source port, Windows port, which I have used to access the Kali IP. So this is my source code of Windows. And we have some other information like user agent information and so on. And also the date and time here. So this is a very, very basic example of honeypot. Okay, even honeypots are not the part of your examination. It is just an example to get familiar with the networking devices, including honeypots. So honeypots are uh, like you can implement on the large level also. It depends on the scenario as well. Okay, scenario and where you want to implement on which device you want to implement what type of honeypot you want to implement. So it totally depends on the scenario. Okay, so this is just an example to get familiar with the honeypots. Okay, so is it clear this much? Any questions?
No, Vavia.
Yes.
No, I said no questions.
Okay, okay, okay. So basically, rest we will continue in the next session, which is the last session. Okay. We are left with some modules like wireless hacking, that is Wi-Fi hacking and system hacking. Okay, that we will continue in the next session. Any other questions?
No, next class will be the last class you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It will be the last ones.
Oh, okay. So I have one more question. Say example, like, whatever we learn from you, like, is it fit as a cybersecurity analyst also, or that's a totally different thing?
Cybersecurity analyst, see, these are the job titles which are different in different companies. So as I said previously, that your job title will totally depends on your job roles and responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the cybersecurity analyst will be different in one company. The job title will be different in other company. So it depends on the job, basically the job roles and responsibilities you are performing in that company.
Okay.
Cybersecurity analyst is like yeah, you can call yourself like cybersecurity analyst because now you can identify the vulnerabilities, you can hack the systems, you can bypass some mechanisms. So yeah, you can use some high level tools. So you can call yourself. Rest it depends on the roles and responsibilities that you will perform in any other company. Okay.
Okay. So actually, Vavia, like next class, like after finish that class, like uh, I will show you some requirement. Okay, based on those requirement, give us or give me some feedback. Like are we able to uh apply for this position or not? Like that. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, I will gather some requirement for you to show you actually basically, and then we'll talk about on those requirement.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Mhm.
And after the last session, if you have any doubt, then I can also arrange a doubt session for you all so that we can clear all your doubts, okay, in one single session. So this is
Yeah,
like after the like last session, like you can review the entire syllabus in 1 month or 1 week. Like you can take as much time as you can, and then if you have any doubt with any application or any tool, then you can ping me on WhatsApp. Then I can arrange a doubt session for you all so that we can clear the doubts.
oh
Okay,
yes,
after the
yes. Hmm.
okay. Yeah.
That would be great, actually. Thank you so much.
Okay, so rest we will continue in the next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.